2022 or first quarter 2023, when Bitcoin hits 250,000. Well, I think you are not unlike a lot of other people who went and experimented with it. And I don't know if you got this epiphany, but when I first put Bitcoin on a ledger, I thought, oh my gosh, I don't have to pay for all those guys in suits coming out of those big shiny buildings called banks.
Right.
I'm not paying for all those banks and all those people in suits. I have my money right here. And when I realized that, I thought, wow, that's really interesting, because and now people are doing things like baking Tezos and staking different currencies, and they are in effect earning interest on their money. Well, that was the only benefit of having the money in the bank before. Right. And now, and the banks take 2.5% to 4% every time you swipe your credit card. Mm-hmm. I think as people realize that they can share that benefit with the retailer or e-tailer, that they're going to choose to use cryptocurrency over, or Bitcoin at least, over dollars, because they're going to save 2.5% to 4%. That can add up to real money for a lot of people. Absolutely. And they're going to feel like, hey, wow, that means I get a little bit more money and I can, do whatever it is I want to do. I think the other thing that's going to happen is that people, the infrastructure is now almost there. It's being built, and you asked how long. Well, some of it's come already. Because it's pretty easy for me. If I wanted to send you a Bitcoin, I could just very easily do it.
Right.
In fact, I could do it if you just gave me a QR code here. Yeah. I could take my phone and go boom, and I've just sent you money. And that you can't do that with dollars.
No.
And so a lot of that infrastructure has been built. The part that hasn't been built out yet is the accounting systems. And once they're built out, I think governments will be much more open to making Bitcoin their national currency, the way Japan did, and Malta, and a number of other countries. Because they would take Bitcoin for taxes. Sure. And once they take Bitcoin for taxes and they accept Bitcoin as a national currency, then we could see a very efficient system that that's not particularly good for banks, but it's very good for the rest of us. And that is a system where in my business, in the venture business, I could raise money in Bitcoin, invest it in companies in Bitcoin. They could pay their employees and their suppliers in Bitcoin, and all the accounting could be taken care of and done. The company who got liquid or sent out a dividend or something, it would immediately go into the Bitcoin wallets of all of my investors. That today creates a huge accounting mess, because it has to jump from Bitcoin to dollars, back to Bitcoin, to back to dollar. And the accountants, in effect, charge twice as much to get that kind of a thing done. Well, once it's all in Bitcoin and you can pay your taxes in Bitcoin, and the accounting can all be in Bitcoin, you have just bypassed that whole system, because the accounting's already done. It's built on the blockchain. The payments are all made because they're done on a smart contract. These are things that can't be done in dollars. And and so you don't need the accountant. Well, you use the accountant for other things. You use the auditor for other things. You bookkeeper for other things. They have higher uses. Sure. And I think that becomes really important. And in the U.S., we were always saying, oh, well, that's just Venezuela or Argentina or Nigeria that have these problems with their currencies that drop 30% a year, and they're not worth anything. And people treat them as the hot potato.
Right.
Well, now the U.S. just printed $9 trillion.
Yeah.
And that diluted a lot of dollars. Yeah, and you said Fidelity. They're the ones who are the most advanced here. I know they backed my son's business, and he's very Bitcoin oriented, and
Right,
they're
right.
very advanced. I think Fidelity is like way ahead of the other banks.
But it's not there yet, right? I mean, they're not allowing to trade Bitcoin yet. So you think that's going to happen? That's going to change sometime soon?
I'm surprised they aren't allowing you to trade Bitcoin for dollars at Fidelity. The other banks, I'm not surprised, because they're all going to be, when we become a Bitcoin economy, the banks they're going to have to reinvent themselves. Their businesses will not be very solid.
And are you still holding on to the $250,000 mark for Bitcoin in the next 2-3 years?
Yeah, actually, it looks like it might have been accelerated because of COVID. Yeah, because you've got, and because the two things, COVID made more people get their Bitcoin wallets, and the dollar was printed, $9 trillion worth of dollars were printed, which accelerated people's interest in Bitcoin. So it may actually accelerate the time I'm not going to change my date. Still 2022 or first quarter 2023. When Bitcoin hits 250,000. Okay, I never look at cryptocurrencies as an investment. I look at cryptocurrencies as a currency, as a, like the way you don't invest in euros. Some people maybe do, but I'm looking at it, I'm saying, this is the currency of the future. You should own some of it. There is going to be a time when Starbucks no longer takes fiat currency. There is going to be a time when, the only thing anybody takes is Bitcoin or some other cryptocurrency. So that's why I don't say you're not investing in it, unless you're saying I'm investing in the future. And by investing in the future, I'm buying some Bitcoin. Because I really do feel that it is currency, and it's, I mean, I'm not sure we have the right word for it, because people buy gold, they don't invest in gold. They buy euros, they buy yen. They don't invest in euros and yen. But anyway, and I think it's sort of speculators who sort of think in terms of investing in Bitcoin.